am I back now? Can you hear me better now? All right, thank you. So I've asked Adrian to record the session on my behalf, no? So for some weird reason, trying to record on this connection is making it even worse, no, or choppy. So I'm asking Adrian to record it just so that we have something to go back to for your notes. Now, as I was saying, someone who would be forced to do work, someone who was a slave, someone who was a property of the feudal lords, okay, was essentially someone who was not to be considered as free. Okay? If you were not forced to do work, if you were not forced to be a slave, if you were not a property of feudal lords, if you can choose what you want to do with your life, okay? If you can choose whom to marry, for example, if you can choose what to study, where to go, how you want to spend your day, essentially you were considered to be a free person. Now, the free person, especially in the Middle or the medieval ages, was a characterization of a human being. It was a state. It was not just a fancy word. It had something that would, or it had a value in terms of what you will be able to do and what you cannot do. And society at the time responded also to what the free people, so to speak, would need. And that is why, for them, okay, liberal arts education, okay, became an important aspect of their lives. Someone who was considered to be a free person is someone who was also able to learn or who should have learned the liberal arts. A free person in the Middle Ages or the medieval ages can pursue knowledge for its sake. Wala kang ibang gagawin sa buhay mo kundi mag-aral, magpakatalino, magpakadalubhasa. You didn't have to work. Nobody was pressuring you to make money to pay for whatever, for example, debt that your parents had. Okay? So you can pursue knowledge for its sake. You can shape your own future and career according to your own will. That's why sometimes it's redundant to say free will. Okay? Because will in itself, or agency, if you're going to speak in philosophical terms, tends to actually indicate a level of freedom. Okay? If you are not doing something willfully, then you are not free. Okay? Kaya nga, kapag ka sinabi mong free or will, almost synonymous yun. That is why, kung merong mga tao na malaya, the free persons during this era, then these free persons will also need to be educated in one way or another. Now, try to think of the medieval ages or the Middle Ages and near the Renaissance period, because remember, the universities were established as a response to the medieval and Middle Ages, and they were established, no, at the eve of the Renaissance. So, ano kaya ang mga dapat matutunan o pwedeng aralin ng mga taong malaya? What are the things that young people, or that free people rather, can and should learn about? Ano yung mga pwedeng aralin o dapat aralin ng mga taong malaya? Mathematics. What else? Politics. What else? Etiquette, maybe manners. English or science? Well, remember, English was not yet widely spoken, even to this day. English is not necessarily a language of Europe, except Western Europe. But maybe, perhaps, anak, it's not English per se, but language. No? Language. The sciences. life skills. Actually, the life skills as we know it, the life skills, work skills, trade skills, are not necessarily something that you would want to include or that you would usually include, okay, when it comes to liberal arts education. I'll speak more about it later. Agriculture, not necessarily. Remember, liberal arts people did not have to work. They didn't have to actually do manual labor. And agriculture, okay, or horticulture and all those kinds of things were more associated with those who would actually do the manual work in the farms. Remember, botany was not yet a thing back then. Okay? Plant growing and all that, not yet. Okay? But a liberal arts person could actually explore some of the more abstract concepts of life. Those that may not necessarily be as concrete as, for example, carpentry, because carpentry was not usually meant naman for those who were free. Carpentry was more for the laborers. Masonry, agriculture, construction work in the modern language. These things were not necessarily for those who are entering or engaged in liberal arts. Instead, they were more for the laborers. They were more for those who had to do forced work or had to make a living. So, what exactly were the subjects? Now, the university came out. As I said, in Bologna and Paris, universities became guilds that were independent from the church and authorities. They were independent from the Catholic Church. They were also independent from the ruling lords, okay, the monarchs of the time. Here, they can explore knowledge and inquire freely with less restrictions. Tanong, doon sa explore knowledge and inquire freely, alin dyan yung mas madalas mong i-associate sa Catholic Church tsaka sa uh, lords or feudal lords of the time? Okay? Because if we say that universities were there to provide knowledge, okay, para mong sinabi na hindi nagpo-provide ng knowledge ang mga lords before. Parang walang natutunan at all yung mga tao until the 1400s. Parang walang tinuturo, for example, ang Catholic Church or Islam or whatever. Okay? If you say that universities explore or rather provide knowledge, but ang nilagay ko rito is they were given the chance to explore knowledge and to inquire freely with less restrictions. Why so? Because admittedly, when you are in an institutionalized setup like a major religion, meron yang set of teachings, meron yang doctrine, okay? And considering the very conservative or medieval attitude before, okay, you couldn't even ask. You couldn't even ask before certain questions, okay? Because there were, especially for example, if you question authority, like when you question the authority of the feudal lords, you couldn't question before the authority of the king. Until now, meron tayong ganyang expression sa Tagalog. Can anybody tell me the expression that is related to kings? Okay? It's a Tagalog expression that is related to kings. Can anybody tell me what Tagalog expression is actually related to kings? And in particular, the absolute authority of kings and monarchs back then. Can anybody tell me? It's a Tagalog saying, a Tagalog expression, admittedly a rather old one. Can anybody say? The expression is this. I'm typing it in the chat box. Utos ng hari, hindi mababali. No? Utos ng hari, hindi mababali. What exactly does this mean? What is meant By utos ng hari, hindi mababali. What's the meaning of this? Or what is signified by utos ng hari, hindi mababali? Okay, fixed na yung utos. Kailangan sundin ng lahat. Absolute rulership. Okay. Authoritarianism in our modern language. Essentially, there was no room for what? Ano yung ipinagbabawal sa ganito? There's no room for change. There's no room to question. Okay? There's no room to negotiate. Hindi ka pwedeng hindi susunod kasi nga yan ang utos. Hindi bawal mag-isip. Pero hindi mo ganun kadaling mabibigay o masasabi kung ano yung iyong nasa isip. Okay? Now, in this case, okay, in this particular case, what now happens? Okay? What now happens to us? If people cannot question, if people cannot negotiate, then all people have to do is letter O, four letters. They just have to obey. Correct. Correct. Now, if you have to obey, okay, a good person with good intentions, then that's fine. If you have to obey someone, diba, whom you know can be trusted, whom you know has good intentions, who wants what's best for you, then definitely, obedience is fine. But when does obedience become problematic? When does obedience become problematic? Blind obedience. But why is blind obedience bad? It just says you're blind. I mean, you can also be blinded by trust, no? In a good person. Pwede yun eh. So, what exactly is wrong? Obedience becomes problematic if obedience leads to harm of other people. Obedience becomes problematic, okay? If it makes people, okay? If it makes people unsafe, if it leads people, other people, to being disenfranchised, yung mawawalan sila para lang masunod mo yung gusto ng iba. If it causes harm to people, even to yourself, out of obedience, then perhaps that is one reason why you should at the very least think twice. And why was this kind of thing important? Okay? Remember, society back then was moving at a rather glacial or slow pace. Hindi pa lahat pwedeng magtanong. And you had to have some power or resources to be able to ask. Kaya nga ikaw ay free. Kaya iba ang ibig sabihin ng katayuang free person. But now that you're free, what do you do? Hindi ka naman pwede kasing tumunganga na lamang. Kailangan meron kang gagawin. And that is why one of the occupations o yung pinagkakaabalahan, kinabibisihan ng mga tao back then was to acquire knowledge. But they wanted to acquire it without, okay, without too much interference from authorities. Kasi for example, um, scientists back then, okay, were not necessarily so welcome. Okay, especially, no? Especially when the scientists back then had revolutionary ideas. The feudal lords or the monarchs at the time did not necessarily support them all the time. Even the Catholic Church had its entanglements with some scientists before. It is true that many Catholic priests and many Catholics turned out to give a lot of scientific contributions But it is also true, it's equally true, that there are, okay, and that there were in history entanglements between the church and scientists. So, what these universities wanted to do before was make us independent first so we can inquire, so that we can know with less restrictions. Okay? So, here, they wanted, no? They wanted to, at the very least, historically speaking, okay, just be free to ask, just be free to inquire, which was not necessarily the case before, okay, when they were under institutions. So, okay, the essentials back then, students, I was asking you, ano yung mga subjects na dapat i-take ng mga taong malaya? And you were saying things like mathematics, politics, etiquette, English or language, science, agri, and all that. Here were actually the subjects, no? Students had to learn the trivium, grammar, logic, and rhetoric. Ano ang rhetoric in the modern subjects? Ano siya, essentially? What is rhetoric? Actually, philo is more of logic, anak. Of course, mas malawak ang philo, no? Pero logic is more related to philo. Ano ang rhetoric? Okay? Isa pang related sa rhetoric. It's actually oral com. It's more of oral com, particularly public speaking. Kasi kapag malaya ka, walang saysay ang kalayaan mong matuto kung hindi mo naman maipapahayag anong natututunan mo. So that is where the rhetoric class comes in. Okay? In relation siya sa public speaking. Kung mapapansin nyo, yung trivium are all contributing to expression. Kailangan matutunan mo muna ang mga pamantayan ng wika. That's the grammar side. Kailangan maayos mong maitatahi ang iba't ibang klase ng mga argumentong gagawin mo. That now is the logic side. Ngayon, kapag alam mo na ang pamantayan ng wika at alam mo na rin kung paanong aayusin ang iba't ibang mga naiisip mo, kailangan mo na ngayon tong ipahayag. That's where rhetoric comes in. Do you see the logic now? Do you see the flow? Okay? Do you see now the logic of the trivium? Okay? It is essentially focused on language, which is the people to be able to convey ideas and at the same time learn about ideas. The trivium is focused on language. The quadrivium is focused now more on the arts and sciences. You have arithmetic, you have geometry, you have music, and you have astronomy. Why were people in the Middle Ages so concerned about astronomy? What is a real life impact? Okay? What is a real life impact of astronomy to us to this day? What is a real life impact among the many impacts of astronomy? Think of the Middle Ages, even the Renaissance. Wala pang eroplano. What is a real impact of this? Why bother with it? Class. Why bother with learning? They use it to tell the time, the season, the locations. Here's a clue. It has an impact on how safely you can navigate. On how safe? Is it related to seafaring? Yes. Yes, it is related to seafaring. Kwento. Sige, kaya niyo yan. What is a modern day impact of astronomy to this day? Ay, kinda. Pero ibalik mo anak sa ano, GPS yes. Pero ibalik mo sa medieval ages. Ba't kailangan matutunan? They use them as compass? Kaya nyo yan. Kaya nyo yan. Remember, astronomy is about the heavenly bodies. Which heavenly body, apart from the sun, okay, actually has an impact on what happens on Earth? Kaya nyo yan. Exactly. The moon. What now has what is essentially the impact of moon on seafaring? Kwento. The tides. Hindi, tama naman yung ilaw, pero kasi on seafaring. The tides, correct. It's the tides. All right? The high tide, the highness and the lowness of the tides. Those are things that have an impact. Okay? Very concrete yon. Marami pang iba, of course. The sun, the seasons, those kinds of things. Inaaral yan. And it's not just not just for you to for the sake of knowing planets pala yun. Not even that. Okay? You also had to look at those not for the sake of knowledge, for knowing about the world outside ours, but actually to determine also what kind of impact it has on us. Geometry. Saang profession pinaka nagagamit ng geometry? Try to think of it. Architecture and engineering. Very good. Okay? Engineering. Rome's old roads are still so sturdy. Okay? Many of them are classical roads. Many of them are old roads. Even the walls of Intramuros are still sturdy. I do not know exactly when they were built, no, the actual walls that we have now. But you have also for example the heritage churches that we had. Yung mga uh, eggs were a very important material used for construction back then. Okay? Pero yon ihihinge mo sa geometry. Okay? Now, music, of course, gives us a sense of artistry. It gives us a sense of culture as well. So, yan yung mga pagdadaanan ng mga subjects. Ngayon, I'll show you an example. If you can zoom this in on your computer, even better. I'd like to show to you the not diploma, the transcript of records. Okay? Of, can you tell me who it is? Sino may-ari ng transcript of records na naka-flash ngayon? That's Manuel Quezon. Saan siya galing? Saan galing si Manuel? Yeah, Letran, yes, tama naman. Pero saan siya galing in terms of uh, kapanganakan? Saan siya nakatira? Baler. Okay, the modern day Aurora, which is also named after Quezon, Quezon's family member. Okay? Natural de Baler, provincia de Distrito Príncipe. Okay, the principal district. Okay? OA de Estudios del Alumno, Manuel Quezon y Molina, natural de Baler, provincia de Distrito Príncipe, de 16 años de edad. 16 years old. Okay? 16 years old. Class, this is an example of a high school diploma. This is a high school diploma. Okay? Now, if you can please take a look at the subjects on the left. Okay? Please take a look at the subjects on the left. Type down what the subjects are. Ano-ano yung mga inaral niya? Gramatika. Okay, gramatika Latina, gramatika Castellana. What is gramatika Castellana? And what is gramatika Latina? Gramatika Latina is Latin. Gramatika Castellana is Spanish, particularly Castilian Spain kasi magkaiba yung Basque Spain in the north and Castilian Spain, which is the conquering side of Spain, diba, that we know about. How about Doctrina e Historia Sagrada? Doctrina e Historia Sagrada. What does that mean? Doctrina e Historia Sagrada. Yes, history. But what about the Doctrina e Sagrada? Doctrina e Historia Sagrada. Doctrine history, okay. English nyo, kaya niyo yan. Tandaan nyo, nag-aaral siya sa Letran. Nag-aaral siya sa mga Dominicans. Kaya kailangan may ganitong lesson. Theology a bit, a little of it. It's actually sacred doctrine and history. In particular, of the sacred doctrine and history, it's the church, Catholic Church, doctrine and history. So, ano yung anyo? Ano yung anyo? So, you had number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's anyo? No, it's not new. New is nuevo. All right, year. So, therefore, yung 1 anyo ay essentially ano? First year. Kaya ang high school back then, ilan? 5. Bakit 4? Ayan na nga, oh. 5 years ang high school before. All right. Now, in anong first year? Latin grammar. First year also, Castilian Spanish grammar. And then you had sacred doctrine and history. Second year, Latin grammar, second level. Castilian grammar and geography. Okay? Third year, okay? Latin analysis and tradition, as well as Greek, okay? Griego, no? For the Greek. And then you had universal history of Spain and the Philippines. So meron namang history of Spain and the Philippines. He had arithmetic and algebra. By fourth year, he had rhetoric and poetics, as well as geometry and trigonometry. Okay? And then French. Pero hindi niya inaral ang English. Okay? Hindi niya inaral ang English. Hindi ko lang kung bakit. No? And then, what is psikolohiya, lohika, y filosofia moral? That's in fifth year. What kaya yun? Psikolohiya, lohika, y filosofia moral. What is that? psych. It's actually psychology. Okay? It's psychology. And moral philosophy. Kasi di ba, it talks about behavior. So you have psychology, you have the human psychology, explains human behavior, but because you're in a Catholic school, you have to study it alongside morals. Okay? Next, what is física y química? Física y química. No, not physical education. Remember, liberal arts and sciences to. Física y química. Physics. It's physics and chemistry. Okay? Historia natural. Historia natural. Historia natural? Natural history. Ano ang kino-cover ng natural history? Ano kaya ang bahagi ng natural history? Ano ang bahagi ng try to think of it. Sa Taft, meron tayo niyan. The Museum of Natural History. Kung pinanood nyo na maliit kayo yung Night at the Museum, gets nyo rin yan. Ano yan? Natural history is essentially what? Evolutions. It's essentially the history of nature. Okay? Kaya, hindi siya necessarily biology lamang. Meron din siyang a little of ecology, but more so, natural history nga. Okay? So, tanong. Medyo kamukha ba niyan yung mga inaral ninyo? O yung mga inaaral ninyo? Are there similarities between what Quezon took over a century ago, okay, with what you're taking now? Meron ba? Ano yung mga inaaral dati ni Quezon na parang related pa rin sa inaaral nyo ngayon? Language, math, and sciences are still present. History is still there. Theology, if you're in a Catholic school, it remains to be there. Okay? Well, Jana was telling me, yung algebra po, third year ni Quezon. Sa amin, first year nyo, ng junior high. That's also true. No? Ganyan nga talaga. No? First year. Okay? Napaaga ng napaaga. Okay? Aral dati, nandyan pa rin ngayon. Okay? So, all right. Okay. So here are Quezon's subjects. Okay? What now is the impact? Okay? What now? Okay? Universities back then, okay, were limited to three major fields, at least at the start. Universities were limited to three major fields. You had, after one acquires the certification for having studied the liberal arts, so yung pito na yun yung mga liberal arts, one can then pursue any of the original university programs. Theology, law, canon and civil. Canon is for church law. Civil law is the law of the particular area or the geographic area. And medicine. Kaya naman, UST which is the oldest existing uh, university in Asia. And because we were, of course, a product of Spain, no, we were colonized. We were heavily influenced. I stand corrected. We were heavily influenced by Spain nung nagkaroon tayo ng university. And when we were authorized to confer degrees, ano ngayon yung mga degrees na meron tayo? We had Faculty of Theology established in 1611 along with the Faculty of Philosophy. Then we also had the Faculty of Canon Law. After you had the Faculty of Canon Law, we also opened the Faculty of Civil Law, okay? And the Faculty of Medicine and Pharmacy. Ngayon, ang tawag na actually sa kanya, the Faculty of Medicine and Surgery. Kasi humiwalay na ang Faculty of Pharmacy, which also became the first, it became the first college, no, to admit women in the 1900s. Okay? But you had Theo, you had canon law, civil law, and then you had medicine. Kasi yan ang original university programs. Yan yung tatlong klaseng paghahanda na ginagawa ng mga pamantasan sa mga gumagawa ng pantas. Okay? Back then. So, now, of course, this is the history. It doesn't necessarily mean na ito lang yung nangyayari na. Definitely not. No? So, what happens now? Okay? We had the university programs. But what is the modern day thing for us? Okay? The modern day thing for us, of course, will be, allow me to focus only on the humanities and the social sciences. So what are the professions? Okay? So here's the specialization. The I hope you see the screen, no, containing the programs, the UMS aligned programs. You had bachelor's, post-bachelor's is master's, and then you have doctoral. So, show of hands, sino ang Team Asian Studies? Meron ba? Team Asian Studies. Okay. Thank you, Jana. Sino naman ang Team Behavioral Science? Virtual hands ito, ha? Team Behavioral Science. Sino naman ang Education? Team Education. Kasi all of these are under secondary education. Okay, so ethane is there. Who else? Then, pag master's degree at gusto mong mag-specialize, so you have secondary education, and then you have biology education, which is a master's degree, and chemistry education as well. Clinical psychology is a master's degree because clinical psychology is a more focused field of psychology. Who would like to take up communication? Ito kumbaga yung ComArts. Okay, Dion is there. Who else? Who wants to take up creative writing? Sino naman ang sa Cultural Heritage Studies? Cultural Heritage Studies. And you also have curriculum and instruction, which is under education also. Development studies is a broad field, so you can apply it to any area that will need some form of development. Early childhood ed, economics, educational management and leadership, elementary ed, English language education, English language studies. Ang education, okay, is focused on teaching English. Ang English language studies, pwede kang magturo ng English, but your focus is learning more about the language. So you end up becoming like a linguist. Filipino is also for education. Guidance and counseling is like a profession because it is a licensed profession. Health professions education, so mga magtuturo ng medicine, dentistry, nursing, essentially paano magturo ng health. History, okay? Industrial psychology sa mga corporation companies. Journalism. Anybody here who'd like to take up journalism? Okay. So, syempre, may mga mag-abogado rito. Legal management, literature. So, legal management is preparing you both as a lawyer and as a business person. So, may mga hindi nagtutuloy sa pag-abogado, but they end up working in a law firm so that they can actually manage the firm. Okay? Literature, okay? Marketing communication is related to advertising. Education, philo, poli-sci, preschool, psychology, public administration is essentially government. Okay? It talks about government, but not working in government only, leading government. Okay? Religious and values ed, science ed, social studies ed, sociology, and special needs education. So yan yung mga programs na meron tayo in terms of the UMS-related ones. But I now ask you, ano yung bachelor, master, and doctor? These are what you call degrees. A higher degree essentially means a higher level, di ba? A higher degree essentially means a higher level. Okay? And when you have a higher degree, so doctor is the highest, and then master is the lower, and then the lowest is bachelor. The level of complexity, the level of knowledge, as well as the level of inquiry, gaano kalalim ka magtanong, gaano kalalim ka manaliksik. These become part now of the distinctions of the different degrees. So bachelor, master, and doctor. Ngayon, I ask you, sino sa inyo gustong mag-bachelor's degree? Sino gustong makakuha ng bachelor's degree? Wala? Okay. Kasi kung wala, diretso na kayo ng trabaho. Okay. Okay. Sige. Tatandaan nyo, mag-u-step pa kayo next Sunday. Sino naman? Okay. Sino naman gustong umabot hanggang master's degree? Sino hanggang master's degree? Jana, Crisnell, Claire, Adrian. So may apat akong magma-master's degree. Princess. Okay. Sino naman hanggang doctorate degree? Si Christoph, si Franz. So, syempre, dadaan muna kayo ng masters. Diba? So, si Claire, si Althea. Okay. These, no, no. Okay. Sam. Okay. Gustong mag-medical doctor. In the Philippines, a medical doctor is considered at the level of a master's degree, even though the title is called doctor. Kasi, a doctorate degree is a researcher degree. Pag ikaw ay nagdo-doctorate degree, it is a preparation for you to do research professionally. Okay? So, sige. So we've talked about the history of formal higher education. Particularly, we spoke about the influence, the influence of medieval Europe, middle-aged Europe, and eventually it led to the Renaissance Europe, on how our formal higher education is actually structured. We said that our schools have a liberal arts component. Kaya nga yung mga subjects na tinitake natin, nandyan pa rin ang language, logic, rhetoric, okay, as well as arithmetic. geometry, music, and astronomy. Meron at meron yan. Yung arithmetic, yung geometry, lumped under mathematics. Yung astronomy kasama ng science, yung music, nasa math, and then nandiyan ang grammar, logic, ang grammar and rhetoric, yan naman yung sa public speaking and ang language. And then logic is of course philo. Okay? Now, I'd like you to rank yourselves in the different subjects that you take. One is the highest, and then the last number is the lowest. Think of the subjects that you're taking. San ka pinakamataas? San ka pinakamababa? Let's cluster the subjects. Meaning to say, languages, law, philosophy, history, sciences, okay, mathematics, arts, music, paghiwalay niyo yun, physical ed. Try to think, ano yung highest subject mo? Ano yung best mo na subject? Try to think. Try to think, please. Okay. Filipino, Polgo, Sesay, Hope Sports, okay, lowest, Math, Sciences. Okay, so yan. Yan yung mga highest for some of you. Okay? Highest was Sesay, and then lowest was Filipino. Okay, for last sem. How about the others? How about the others? So how about the others? Wala ba kayong grades last time? What were the highest? What were the lowest? Okay. No comment po ata kami dyan, sir. Ay, by the way, sino ang top 1 ng Humes 9? Oh, Sesay and Phil highest, DISS lowest. Patensya na. Sorry. No. Sino ang top 1 ng we don't know po. Wala po kami rank list. Okay. That's good. That's good. It's actually good na walang rank list. So you generally treat each other as classmates, no? Kasi we had our time naman na talagang we had rankings before, especially before senior high long. But uh healthy anymore because people became more uh focused on the grades, no? And even focused on the competition. I guess that's why. Okay. Now, sorry to those na lowest nila ay DISS. Alam nyo na, okay, by now, dapat alam nyo na kung paano ako magpa-exam. Okay? By now, dapat alam nyo na kung paano ako mag-assess. Okay? So, quizzes will remain to have some tricky parts. Quizzes will remain to include some memory work. some analysis work, and I am very particular on how exact your terminologies are. So those things matter a lot. Okay? Now, sige. The next lesson will actually be a pre-recorded session. So I'll be uploading it later this week. I'll try tomorrow, but otherwise it will be a pre-recorded session. It will begin to talk about the history of Philippine education, beginning of course with pre-colonial, all the way up to at the very least Japanese education before we go to modern or the independence time education that we have. I want to, in a way, breeze through the different details, no, of the history of Philippine education, precisely because I want to spend more time discussing the other, okay, the other parts, no, or important parts uh, of our course. I have to compress, okay, the entire semester into essentially 1.5 quarters, just so that we can cover as many as we can. And in 2 weeks' time, I believe magre-retreat na yata kayo. Okay? Um, if anybody here knows the contact persons for 12 UMS 5, please do let me know or connect me via group chat with people from 12 UMS 5 soon, because I have been appointed as the advisor of 12 UMS 5. The thing is, they're not my students. No, so I don't have any subject with them. So my role is really to be an advisor. Okay? And of course, that will mean I'll join them for the retreat and the different kinds of activities. No? So I'll greatly appreciate if you can introduce me kahit via email na lang. Okay, wag na muna sa messenger, kahit via email. Okay, just so that I know whom to contact for 12 UMS 5. Okay? So, please do expect within the week, no, the recording for the lessons. And when we return next week, so February 2 is going to be another synchronous session. February 4 is going to be our first quiz, which will talk about what we have discussed today, as well as what will be discussed in the pre-recorded video, as well as the synchronous session on Monday. The recorded video is essentially going to be the substitute, no, for the holiday on Wednesday, as well as the iClex for tomorrow. Okay? So, I hope this internet will cooperate with me. May I ask people to just briefly turn on their cameras so I can take our photo? Thank you, Adriano, for recording this for us. Okay? Just send it to me as a Google Drive link. Ana. Okay. Oh, Megan is in the sixth floor. She's in the library. Okay. All right. Okay. In three, two, one. One more. All right. You guys take care. I'll see you when I get back to Manila. Take care. Bye bye.